Cooper, the Republican National Convention will be held in North Carolina after all, or at least partially. GOP convention staff have decided to hold business-related meetings in Charlotte, while President Trump's acceptance speech for the nomination will be held in a soon-to-be-disclosed location. While this might seem like a solution dealing with the COVID-19 restrictions and meeting the GOP's contractual obligation with the state, the question now is, does it help or hurt the party to hold the convention in two different locations? Well, here to help us answer that question is Georgia's Republican Congressman Jody Hice. Congressman, thanks for being here.
Thank you. It's always great to be with you.
So, Congressman, the call of the convention, for all the convention geeks out there, says that the convention has to be held in Charlotte. So the delegates, the members of the Republican National Committee, 168 of them, and I'm sure some support staff and other delegates, will go meet in Charlotte, do the committee's business, and then somewhere else, the president, the vice president, will accept their nomination. Do you want it in Georgia? And if so, what are you guys doing to get it?
I 100% want it in Georgia. I can't think of any other place in the country more suited for those acceptance speeches than in the state of Georgia. Look, Georgia has been on the front line with the president on reopening the economy, of dealing with the coronavirus situation, and one thing after another. Georgia loves the president and vice president. They love our party, and there's no better place in the nation than Georgia. And so we're doing all we can to open up Southern hospitality at the same time that we're opening up our businesses. And we hope that it'll be enough to draw the convention right here to Georgia.
Congressman, obviously you would love to have it in Georgia, but a question of, does this hurt the convention at all that it might be in two locations since part of it has to be in Charlotte?
Yeah, I think probably under normal circumstances, the answer to that might be a yes. But as we all know, we're not living in normal circumstances right now. I think the American people have become accustomed to things being done differently, whether it's through technological advances in having meetings through Zoom or some of these other methods all of business itself is changing right now. And so I think this is an environment in which America is open to new way of doing things. And I think that in the end of the day, it will not be one problem whatsoever for the convention to be divided between a couple of different locations.
Hey, Congressman, let me have you weigh in on a poll that I put out on Twitter today. There's a lot of these elected officials and politicians saying that they want to defund the police. Here's my question. If you are an elected official that wants to defund the police, shouldn't you have to give up your police detail and security as a sign of good faith?
Absolutely, you should. I mean, I can't think of there are very few things that would be considered to me dumber than banning police departments and defunding them. I mean, that is nothing but an ingredient for absolute anarchy to take over. I cannot believe that the Democratic Party is embracing such an insane idea as that. To deal with brutality, absolutely. Deal with racism, absolutely. But to do away with the police departments, that is an absolute insane idea. And I really have difficulty wrapping my brain around the reality that the Democratic Party is embracing it.
You guys have a big primary coming up there in Georgia. You've got two Senate races on the ballot, which is interesting. You've got David Perdue running for his second term, and then you've got Kelly Loeffler, the appointed senator, and facing off against Doug Collins. What do you expect the results to be tomorrow?
Well, the Collins and Loeffler one is going to be coming up in a couple of months. That actually will not be tomorrow, but David Perdue, I expect, is going to do extremely well. Georgia is still a strong red state, and I think we're going to continue that momentum. The state overall loves the president. They love what he's been able to do with the economy, with our military, and a host of other things. And now we are in the rebuilding process again of the economy, and I don't believe the people of Georgia trust the Democrats to be able to successfully bring back the economy. So I think across the board, tomorrow is going to be a strong day for the Republicans in Georgia.
All right. Well, thank you. And I wish you and Georgia all the best trying to bring the convention there. Thank you for joining us.
My pleasure. Thank you.
All right, well, coming up, we're breaking down the revolt that erupted in one of the biggest newsrooms that prompted a New York Times opinion editor to suddenly resign. And later, we're talking to David Horowitz about his take on the presidential election.